How many boosters are in that? Can we show that?
You might have to blur this out, Tom.
I might have to blur this.
I'm swearing within 5 seconds. Let's cut that out. My throat hurts because as I was getting ready for this, I was like, oh, I need a drink. And I whacked some squash in this and took a massive sip of it. And it was still full of washing up liquid.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That took turns. I didn't...
Yeah. So instantly was just like, ugh, and then was washing my throat out and then...
Did you swallow it?
No, it kind of like touched my, like the inside of my mouth and I realized it was washing up liquid. Okay. And then just like...
That's not quite as bad as it.
Yeah, it's still...
Oh, yeah, still not great. It's still pretty awful. Wow. I've just got caught con-crud off my girlfriend who went to a convention the weekend. I think she's affected me. No, I'm just talking about you, don't worry. It could have been the Pauper event as well, you know, just, I don't know. Just
do not miss con-crud whatsoever.
Yeah. It's not great, is it?
So I will be intimately hitting my cough button whilst my body still thinks it's got washing up liquid in it, which is great.
I need a digital cough button.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get like a mute button somewhere. I need to get a Stream Deck or something similar.
I do have a Stream Deck. I should use it for that. I can just click this though, so I can go. Oh wait, no, I'll click you. Hell yeah!
There you go.
Maybe I'll set my Stream Deck up. Anyway, rolling into the intro expertly, like I've done this many times before. Hello, welcome to episode 20. Wow. The Magic Castles podcast. Have I done 20 intros? Probably close to.
You've done all of them?
Most of them. Yeah. Wow, okay. This is episode 20. We're coming up on the big 2-4, which is very, that'll be the 1 year anniversary. Hello, I am Tom, aka Everfiend with an X, and this is Adam, aka Adam GCB. I always want to go say with the GCB, and I don't know why, I hate it. Hey, how are you? Other than the crud.
Good otherwise.
Excellent.
How are you?
I'm alright, apart from I got a bloody puncture in my tyre and that's pissed me off.
Property ownership is such a scam.
I hate it.
Home ownership, car ownership, it's just all one big scam. But
I'm glad I didn't realise until I got home. Because I was flying down the motorway with my little thing pinging low pressure, and I was like, "Oh, it's just it's dropped.
'Cause it's cold." Yeah.
And then I got back, and it was like, "Oh no, it's like 10 lower than it should be." I was like, "Ah, cool." So that's fun. Yeah. Other than that, everything's great.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome back. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all the things the algorithm likes for us, please. It helps us out a lot.
Please do the things. Click all the likes, click all the subscribes, click all the thumbs ups down below. And tell your friends to listen.
Pre-warning, the show is going to be a mess because I did show notes this morning and we'll get into it, but Tom's had a busy weekend. I was doing other stuff this weekend, so we're recording on Tuesday night, which is a weird one for us.
It's not as late as we have done though, so
no, that's true. Yeah, so it's the kind of format of the show isn't going to be what we usually expect, but please do stick around. We have somewhat of an announcement at the end of the show, which is really exciting and it's something that me and Tom have been talking about for the last couple of weeks. So really excited to get into it. Moving to Upkeep, which actually will probably be the main bulk of this episode. As we get into what Tom's been up to, I'm just going to quickly run through my bits and then kind of get out of the way. Be it. I haven't done that much in terms of Magic this week. My Marvel builds, the lists are done. It's like 90% sleeved. I'm just waiting on a couple of cards from Card Market. I've gone all matchy. So like,
nice.
Yeah. So I've done like dress up with my accessories. It's like Wolverine's in like a yellow deck box with like blue sleeves. and caps in a blue deck box with red sleeves.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm very, very happy, very proud of that. Capitalism really popped off today. And apart from that, I've not really played too much Magic. On not this Saturday, last Saturday, I was free, and I don't know about you, but I'm in like 10 Discords now that have like looking for group channels. And it's not great for the old FOMO, just because you're like missing out on stuff that's especially on your time zone or when you're not free. But the Artoria Guild, which is a Discord server and a kind of group of players in the south of England here, a couple of their members like looking for one, and I was like, well, I'm doing chores and nothing much else, so popped on for a game, played some Mothman. That deck, like, it's one of those decks that I don't bust out very often, but every time I do, I'm like, this thing fucks. Like,
it's very strong. It's the fact that
insane.
It just kind of builds up everything. It goes tall and wide at the same time. Somehow. It's just.
I didn't really play that much. I played a couple of like put things on rad, but the thing that was really took me by surprise because I haven't played it before was Mirelurk Queen.
Yeah.
So Mirelurk Queen's a 4/4 crab mutant for 5, 4 and 1 blue. Has vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, target player gets 2 rad counters, and then whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, draw a card. Then put a +1/+1 counter on them. But if you start racking up rad counters on everyone, this thing gets absolutely like massive so quick. Yeah. And it's just like a card drawing house. So it's really
you're getting the +1s from Mothman puts them on themselves, right?
So Mothman's weird. It's whenever a player mills X cards, you distribute. I'm just going to get the wording because otherwise everyone's.
You distribute X counters, 1 counter amongst X creatures. So you can also then you'll get a trigger off Mothman. You can make the Mirelurk Queen bigger. Yeah, so whenever you'll be doing a lot of proliferating as well. You make the Mirelurk Queen bigger. It's a problem.
Whenever 1 or more non-land cards are milled, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to X target creatures, where X is the number of non-land cards milled this way. So if you spread them out,
you get 1 counter on X creatures. So,
So Mothman's weird because Mothman really wants to go tall, but his ability makes him go wide.
But the fact that it's a 5/5 with flying off the bat, right?
Mothman is a 3/3.
3/3. Don't know why I thought it was a 5/5.
Yeah,
it always seems to be at least a 5/5 when I'm playing against it.
But Mirelurk Queen, like at one point, the game ended when all my stuff was like absolutely massive.
Yeah.
But Mirelurk Queen very quickly was like, oh, it's a 9/9 with vigilance, like on 1 turn rotation, and then suddenly was just crashing in. And then being a real problem. So that was fun. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Artoria Guild. If I remember, I'll put the Discord link in the comments below. I won't remember, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to do my best. Right. Tom, you've been busy.
God, I have. I messaged you earlier saying, I talked about this last episode, didn't I? And you were like, no.
No.
Jesus. Okay. So... weekend before last was the Axiom 10th anniversary shindig. So it wasn't a Wizards event. It was Axiom who run the Command Fests in the UK. That's it. They basically run the Magic events in the UK. The big.
I would say they're like probably the most well-known kind of TO outfit right now for UK events, especially to events of such a high standard.
Yeah, and they do the Command Fest as well, which is a big thing. So this was them on basically their own event. They did Lorcana as well as Magic because that's something else they're focusing on now. So yeah, it was a 2-day Command Fest-like event. There was events you could join over the weekend with tickets, similar to any kind of Magic event. yeah, I kind of went in. I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting much. I just thought, it'd be cool to see my friends, hang out, play some games. It was raining horribly Saturday morning. There was a huge queue, and I was sat in my car. I was like, I don't want to go in that queue in the rain. They did open the doors a little bit later than they were supposed to, but they had some issues, so it's whatever. But yeah, anyway, we got in, sat down. It was split like they split the Command Fest. You have all the competitive in one room, everything else in the other room. So it's basically the same layout as a Command Fest. They had the whole of it was Edgbaston Cricket Ground, so they had the 2 rooms all the way back to the cafeteria, all that. So much space. You know how much space there is at the Command Fest. It's great.
Yeah, it's huge.
So yeah, that was brilliant. Plenty of room, plenty of free play space. So yeah, I just kind of parked down and just caught people as they walked past me. We had, I don't know, 6 games going. Just grabbing people and pulling them in. Played a game with Law of the Spark. Who else was it? I think it was Wally. And one of the guys from Gathering the Magic first. That was great. Just, we were just like, oh, should we get a game in? Yeah, sure. Played that. And Saturday, I played, I don't think I've ever played that many games at an event. It was wild.
And what was that due? Why do you think you played more games at this event compared to a Command Fest? I
don't know. I think there was just less walking around. I didn't really move out of that room. I just stayed in that one room, played games the whole time. Yeah, it's just there was always people sitting around and just walk up to them and say, you want to play a game. Birds of Paradise, got a game with her after that. And Fun and Rich, Woodland Fun. We had a game. But yeah, people just kept, throughout the first 3 or 4 hours, people kept pouring through the door and, they'd join the little group we had. And yeah, it's really good. Also, Chad Magic didn't do anything on the Saturday. So they were just available to play games. Right. And they were constantly playing. Just as soon as one game ended, they got another game in. That was really cool. Yeah, that was just great. Just play games all day. Fantastic.
Did you do any ticketed events?
Not on the Saturday.
Okay.
So afterwards on the Saturday, we all met up in Birmingham, got some food. Won't talk about that because that was a bit of a nightmare. But then we went to the there's a bar in Q64, like an arcade bar in Birmingham, really good. We were down in the basement of there. We just had the whole room to ourselves, basically. Just yeah, it's great fun. But yeah, just all hung out, had a good time. The Sunday, rocked up again, same as before. Got more games in. Just first thing I did was I played Pleasant Kenobi's Party Box. It was myself, Eve, my girlfriend, Pleasant Kenobi, and Spice by Satirac. So that was really good fun. And that's wild.
So for those who don't know, what is a Party Box?
So it's a random collection of cards. You have one shared deck. It's however big you want it to be. The sleeves are all different. It doesn't matter. You have a shared library, graveyard, exile, command zone as well. And the cards are just wild and crazy. There's jokers, so they can be any card that hasn't been played. You play a card face down as a land. So you don't have to worry about mana. And there's just... Oh, and then there's there's booster tutors in there. When you play a booster tutor, you open a booster pack, sign the card and add it to the box. But the whole gag is that you have One Piece packs, you have Pokemon packs, you have Digimon packs, you have random Japanese card games, and then you have to interpret those as how they would play in the game. And it just, you just have these, it's so much fun. It was just a lot of fun. And I have been inspired to create our own party box, which we'll talk about another time.
Yeah, we started doing that. Wildly, I've started putting cards aside for that without actually knowing the intricacies of how you play this game. So, and you'll probably see what I'm trying to do here. Yeah. If a land becomes a creature,
if it flips or
no, so say you put counters on it, or you just animate a land.
Yeah.
And then that land has a morph ability. Does that work?
You don't have lands though.
Well, your face down lands, right? So your cards are face down, those are lands. Yeah. And then if I put counters on that, and now it's a creature, and then say it has like disguise or morph.
How are you doing that?
Flip those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume so.
By the way, there's a shite load of morph and disguise
that's fun.
And make these lads creatures in the stuff that I'm sending you.
I assume you can. I'll have to look at it. But
because once it's a land, it's face down, then surely because it's the face down card has the property. I mean, we can make whatever rules up.
The most fun thing of it is there's a lot of flicker wisps in the deck. So you'll play. I can't remember. I think it was somebody played a Kozilek's command on like turn 1 and then flicker wisped it and flicked it over. You would like flicking if you flicker a land, it returns as the front side basically.
So face it up,
So there's a lot of cheating in stuff.
So blink effects are actually quite powerful because you're cheating mana value on the face down lands. Okay, exactly. That's cool. The
Jokers. I had so many Jokers. So my turn 1, I was like Black Lotus. I think I did Black Lotus, Dark Ritual, and just played something massive on turn 1. I also played a token on turn 1 that was a 7/1 with trample and haste. So there's just a lot of weird stuff. It's a lot of fun. Also, the shared graveyard is a very interesting aspect of it.
Yeah. So when you told me that, I was like, oh, there's like fun things you can do with that, which is like you can have really powerful cards with mill abilities, but then you're fueling someone else's graveyard. Or if you have stuff that's like return these cards from the graveyard to the top, you can like whiff people's draws. So I think like that stuff's like super interesting.
Like flashback, eternalize, stuff like that's really good. Yeah. But yeah, you just basically, for what Peasant Kenobi said in his thing, is just add as many mechanics that will make people angry but won't take 20 minutes to resolve.
Yeah, I think it's
about chaos really rather than anger, I guess. It's like
the way that I'm interpreting it is you want to see as many cards as possible, right? Because you want to be able to like, if a game ends on turn 1, it's kind of not fun. But then also you want to be able to have like, if you do have kind of like your way of stopping someone going off, I think even that you want to be fun. So like your kind of Frogifies and Witness Protections and like all these things that turn, that can turn like a random, non-Magic the Gathering card into something else, I think is more narratively interesting than Counterspell.
Clone effects are really good as well.
I put in some clone effects as well, the stuff I've got for you.
Spice cheated in didn't cheat in, sorry, because it cost very little. A Digimon that was like 7,000. It was a 7,000. But then I played a clone and cloned it. So at that point, and it had an ability as well that was tap, remove a creature from combat. So basically, we were at a stalemate where like one of us had to. We'd keep stopping the other one, which would tap it, and then we needed it to. It was a whole thing. But yeah, clone effects are great. After that, I did play another party box. There was a chap next to us who was like friends with Spice. Played their party box. That was also a lot of fun. But again, completely different cards, just different vibe. I actually got a booster tutor in that, which was nice, and I picked the Warhammer card game.
Nice.
Which in that you have to rotate the cards. There's like a number in the corner. So I interpreted that as like it had something about when I don't know what the rules are. I basically interpreted it as anytime a creature dies, you rotate the card and it's an anthem of the number in the corner. So you're spinning the card and the number's changing in the top left corner because each corner's got a different number. And then that's like a global anthem for your board. That was the one I got out of the booster cheer, which was pretty fun. But yeah, they gave me a bunch of cards because they'd opened a bunch of packs to add to their party box the day before. Yeah. And they're like, I'll have a card from each of these to like start yours. So that's how I kind of started out. I got like one of each of the packs that have been opened. So there's like a One Piece card. There's some weird anime card. There's an F1 card. There's just a bunch of dumb stuff. So yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, the things I've got so far, I've got like some Arcana cards. There's this weird I put it on Blue Sky. This weird Doug Jones, who is like a terrible player for like from the 91 like Astros team. And then you'll see it on Blue Sky as well. I've got this sealed, slabbed up The Rock Red Notice card as well. It's also got like a expired Game Pass code on the back of it, which is kind of incredible. And then all this is done, right, has like made me like really want to buy just bad booster packs.
Yeah,
like
that's the best bit. You have to have a stack of booster packs next to you.
I'm literally just like, I'm so excited. This has made me want to go like car boot hunting and just like try and find like the most deranged booster packs I possibly can. The one I've just found on eBay, I found free on eBay. I'm just going to share my screen. This is not on the show notes, by the way. Let me just make
sure you're not signed in on anything. We're not docs and stuff.
I mean, I'm signed in on eBay. But you can't see it. It's fine. So there's this OG X-Men.
Oh wow,
movie. It's like I'm very tempted to buy this.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever watch the really bad show Huntic?
No. What is Huntic?
It's like this really bad, like, you remember, like, I might be completely wrong, but you remember like the Jackie Chan animated show? It's very similar to that, but without like Jackie Chan.
I thought it was Bleach at first.
No,
it looks so like disco. It looks like little Bleach.
It's as seen on the CW.
Wow. Okay.
So, you might be getting that soon. And the one that I really want to add, but this one's a bit spicy, is a Goddess Feast of Beauty Spicy Holo Booster Box Anime Waifu Trading Card Game.
How many boosters are in that? Can we show that?
You might have to blur this out, Tom.
I might have to blur this.
This is. I mean, there you go. They've censored it for us.
Yeah, they've started censoring.
This might make it interesting though when you sit down to play with someone and you're like, "How old are you?"
I think if we do this, we censor the card. I've got that label printer. We can print out some labels and put it over the boobies.
This is atrocious, but it would be quite funny.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, coming to a TikTok pack opening near you soon. So yeah, I think that's the fun bit, is the finding atrocious booster packs to open up.
So when Spice got the booster tutor in Pleasant Kenobi's game, Pleasant Kenobi had a bunch of magic packs. But then Georgie was like, "Oh, do you want one of these as well?" So he came in with a bunch of those weirdo packs, and then we picked between them. So that was quite fun. Like, you know, if somebody else got a party box, you say, "Oh, do you want to open one of these?" And like there's like a trading kind of thing going on. It's really cool.
This has opened up, like, I knew like the trading card industry was massive, but like seeing some of the stuff, I'm just like, how does this? Right, again, I'm gonna bring up my screen. It's not. It's safe. Don't worry. You don't have to blur this out. But like,
sure.
Why is there a Sidemen trading cards? Like,
oh my god,
these are fucking terrible. It's £105 for a box.
Magic Castles tops.
Oh yeah,
hobby box coming soon.
So let's open my eyes to like how bizarre and a sham the trading card industry is. But yeah.
So the one difference I want to add, because like people's, it's an open format. Add what you want. I want to add a Sicko tutor. So you play the Sicko tutor, you draw the top card of the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame deck. So we'll have a deck with all the Sicko Zone cards in. Some of them are going to be proxies because I ain't buying a change them for stuff.
Yeah.
And then you draw the top card, and then I don't know if we just say you get it, you play it, or it goes into your hand. We can decide that. But yeah, I wanted to integrate the Sicko Zone.
That's cool.
So that's
we should do that.
Idea.
Nice.
Can you just fill for a minute while
I didn't go to an event, no, Tom. How am I meant to map and fill? I have nothing to add.
You did it. So played more games after that somehow. Sat down with Spencer and a couple of other guys. I think we jammed out 3 games in a row. We were just like, it was wild. Oh, and before that, I entered my event, which was the Pauper. I don't know what you call it, event. It was a 3-round best of 3. Because now I play Pauper. As we mentioned in the last episode, I am a Pauper player. I got absolutely rocked all 3 games, just destroyed. I think I won maybe 2 out of the 9 I played. Or 8, sorry, because the second game was a 2-0. Yeah, absolutely recoed. Emma, bless her, of course, on the Pauper committee, she lost her first 2 games and then got the bye on the last one, so she won that. I'm sure she won't mind me saying. So she was quite gutted about not getting to play, but
that does. Getting a bye in the last round like kind of sucks because if you get by in the first round, you're usually like haha free win, right? Mm-hmm. But typically, if you're getting a bye in the third round, it's because you want to play, because that's why you're sticking around, so right?
Stick around, yeah.
Like so. Yeah, I get that. That getting a bye there, but you're like, I just want to jab some games. Like, doesn't feel good.
Well, the funniest thing is so there was a guy there who had told me he's been like talking to Axion to try and get him to do like Pauper events for ages. He's been like so on to them to do it. He got the bye in the first round. He was really mad about it. He was like, I've been telling him for years, and the first time they do it, I don't get to play the first round.
Yeah, but if you get the bye in the first round, you get to like bird and just like walk around and like get a feeling for like what's going on, and
it's true.
Get a kind of information that you normally get. My most memorable first round bye was a WMCQ. This is when they still did WMCQ, so this is how long ago it was, where like I got the email or the text being like, you have a bye, and I was like, sweet. And when like sat in like a room to the side and was just like looking at my phone, and then suddenly like this judge like rushed into this room with like another player and was like, tell me what happened. And I was like, ooh, drama. and literally I got to watch like an entire judge investigation happen in real time. Yeah, it was really cool. In like this is so unnecessary and like incredibly tense for no reason. It was so stupid, like the accent, like the first player drew on their first turn or something. Like it was like something that could be so easily resolved. Yeah, but they like done this like massive drawn out process. So that is why I'm massively in favor of the first round bye, because you never know what you're going to get.
Sadly, no exciting stuff like that happening in our event. But yeah, after that, jam more games, great fun, really good time. Never felt like a lot of Command Fest. You feel like you're kind of in the way. Never really felt that. I think we got moved once or twice. There was a lot of space. There's always a lot of space at the cricket ground though. There's just always 3 tables. It's great.
Yeah, I think we said on the Twickenham recap, I think they've outgrown Twickenham. Yeah. Just due to the space, even with that second breakout room.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Whereas the times that I've been to the cricket ground and the times they run events there, I always feel like there's ample space, and just I also feel like there's a good separation of like church and state with like the free play and the organised events where they're not getting in the way of each other too much. How was it with Lorcana and the Mickey Mouse Cup going on? Like, how did that impact things? Okay, that's good though.
They had one table in the back of the free play room at the start of the first day, and I think it was like teaching kids how to play Lorcana.
Okay.
That's the only Lorcana I saw being played. And like I said, I didn't go into the other room much, so I didn't really probably miss. They were probably more playing the competitive stuff than the casual stuff. So, I didn't see any.
And then how was your after pie?
Yeah, that was on the Saturday night. It didn't really pan out quite how we expected it. It just was we just hung out at AQ64 and chatted a bunch. It was really fun though. Hang out with Kiwo, Vince, the Gathering Magic guys. Oh, Chad Magic as well. They were on it.
I think like these things are important though. Like you do them and you learn and you go, okay, this is what we did last time. This is what worked. This is what didn't work.
Yeah.
I would say like, and this is something we noticed at Amsterdam, right? Is it's really hard to get Magic players to not play Magic. So at Amsterdam on the Friday, where they were literally advertising this after party like every half an hour on the tannoys, being like, "There's still tickets, but they were running F&M.
Mhm.
And if you tell a Magic player, like, you have to go and be sociable, I can go party and drink and, let loose. I know a lot of people did, but
it was pretty good, the party. So.
I'm saying in comparison to,
yeah,
if you tell a Magic player, or you can play F&M, or you can continue to play casual, this place is open until midnight. Especially if they've traveled for Magic Con, and they are diehard, they have all their stuff with them, chances are they're probably going to stick around to play Magic. And that's before you go, do these people have Airbnbs or friends where they just want to jam after event games? Is there a lobby con happening? All this kind of stuff. So I fully understand the kind of troubles of trying to move people who have traveled, who might not play Magic all the time, for a weekend where they're like, I'm playing Magic all the time, to then suddenly go, let's go to a club, let's go to a bar, or what have you. But I think it's important to do these things so you learn, and then the next time do it again, and it's improved and it evolves and all this kind of stuff.
I mean, this was just, all our friends, basically. It wasn't like an open thing. It was just,
sure, yeah,
let's go hang out and have fun. But yeah, it was really good. Yeah, that was great. And then, like I said, after the Pauper thing, just jam more games. Just played so much Magic. It was great. Plagon, I played that deck 5 or 6 times, I think. My new one, the Jumpstart, it's so good. It's so much fun. Nobody sees it come in, and you just draw 50 cards.
I'm pretty sure I saw a CDH list.
Yes, yeah, Gold Sabertooth has been running CDH.
Okay.
There's I can't remember the combo. There is some combo. It's not really built around him, but
right, it's just built around the colors, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's colorless as well. Actually, I can't remember. It's one of the Eldrazi. I don't remember off the top of my head. I was thinking about putting it in, but it's nothing to do with the commander, so it feels a bit
yeah.
But it's one of the things. I played Cap. It's busted as hell. That's my Cap that's just built out of crap that I have. Horrible. I felt so bad. I was just whacking people for over lethal commander damage. It was a double strike as well. So
I'm really excited about Cap, because I think out of all the Marvel commanders currently, the 4 that we have, I feel like Cap is the one that can be most personal to you, uniquely built to you.
There's 5 of them.
The 5? Wolverine, Storm, Iron Man, Black Panther, Cap. Oh, wait. Who am I missing? There's 4. No, it's 5. Cap, Iron Man, Wolverine, Storm, Black Panther. Yeah, okay, 5. Out of the 5 that we have, I feel like Cap is probably the most, all the others kind of feel like the includes are quite set, whereas my Cap is more of a Sunforger list, whereas I know yours isn't. And my Cap has a bunch of the tutor effects, so Trophy Mage, because it gets Sunforger. But then both the Assassins, both the Ivor and the Cassandra, that get their respective equipments as well. So mine feels quite, I don't want to say tuned, but I didn't want to take it too much in the extra combat step route, which I think a lot of people are doing. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see. I feel like you can get a cap, a 4-way Cap pod.
Yeah.
And the decks will be, there's gonna be crossover, but I think the decks would be pretty unique.
Yeah.
Because I think with Wolverine, Black Panther, Iron Man especially, I think is quite you kind of have one route to do it, even though it's a birthing pod deck. And Storm feels like they've been solved already. So yeah, I think the Cap lists are gonna be fun.
I did say I didn't use the ability once, the throw ability.
Oh really? You just used the
just kept catching stuff. I was spending the mana equipping more stuff on him, basically. It's once he's got Vigilance, Double Strike, Unblockable.
You kind of don't want to,
key to the vault.
You don't want to take that off, really.
Yeah. And there was no need. There was absolutely no need. What else did I play? I played Tiny Bones once. Didn't really get much. I was just too excited about that Plagon deck. It's great. It's my new favorite. It's a lot of fun. So that was Axiom 10th. Really good. Had a great time. Would do it again. Exceeded my expectations. Yeah,
good. There's no events now, right? Basically, in the docket.
Nope.
I think everyone was waiting for Magic Con announcements, and then they went, fuck you, Europe. And now everyone's like, okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if there is like a early spring Command Fest, or something similar. But I could see something encounters fairly soon.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope so. Anyway, because I missed out. I missed out on this one. So
yeah,
I would like to have something in the diary.
But yeah, so last weekend, I went to Sheffield to enter the Pauper Regionals, which I was so nervous about. So drove up there Friday, had more hotel troubles, but it ended up all right in the end, so I won't go into that. And then rolled over to Patriot Games on the Saturday morning. It's huge, that store. I don't know if you've ever been there or know about it. Huge.
I've heard them, because it's a chain, right?
Is it?
If it's not, then I've heard it before. But yeah, there's a movie called Patriot Games. That's the worst search I could have done.
It's pretty bad. It's absolutely enormous, that venue. Like the store is huge. There's like 2 areas with like sofas in the store, and then I think there was 3 separate like play spaces, and the one we were in was massive, just like some old warehouse room. Like it was clearly, some kind of factory or something like that before. Just huge. 138 people I think entered, so massive, like way bigger than most Pauper events. And huge for the UK. I got there, met Pauper Dan. He's great guy, really nice. He shouted me out at the start, which completely caught me off guard and massively embarrassed me. He also forgot my username, so he just called me Tom, and I was sat there thinking, like, do I put my hand up?
What if it's not me?
What if it's another Tom?
What if it's another Tom?
That would be extremely embarrassing. It was me. Also, at the time, I was in my bag.
Put their hand up, like, yeah.
I was like in my bag, like sorting stuff out. So I was kind of hidden behind my bag, and I just peeped out, and he like pointed. I was like, "Oh yeah, there he is." And then they clapped me at him.
Well done.
I got a round.
Congratulations. Sorry, just to confirm, Patriot Games is one shop.
Yeah, I thought so.
So the fact that I've heard them and they're one shop and it's not local is a big deal. Yeah.
They're huge. I couldn't get over how big the store was.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a few other people there. Creator wise, I've got a list. I made a little list so I don't forget people. Pauper Dan, Teasdale MTG. He's like big in the Pauper community. He was great, just walking around chatting. And then Maddie and Wheels from Just for Fun were there. I got to hang out and chat with them. That was quite good. Let me get my notes actually over on this screen. So we spoke about Pauper when Emma was on, but it's 60 card, 1v1. Only commons, so the deck power is low, but you can make surprisingly powerful decks with only commons. But everyone's on the same like ground floor, which is great. It was a 7-round Swiss best of 3. So you got your pairings on the app, sat down, did your game. That I think it was 40 minutes. I can't remember. And then just roll into the next one. So I was playing my Blue Fairies, very nervous. But I had help from Ashley. Oh, Ashley was at Axiom. Totally forgot. Ashley Bits was at the Axiom event.
Yes.
Great.
At both, right? So at Axiom and this.
No, not the...
Oh, not at Pauper? Right,
no. But yeah, Ashley's great. Ashley was like kind of teaching me, and my other person who I won't name yet was cheering me on the deck. I was very nervous. Sat down for my first game. So I didn't say this, but at the Axiom event, the Pauper thing, I played against an elf deck that I'd never seen. I wasn't prepared for, and I got smashed. And then my third game was against an elf deck that I'd never seen that smashed me. So I have a bit of this elf deck sucks. Sat down for my first game. Devoted Druid. It's like, I think it was Devoted Druid. It was an elf, basically. And I was like, oh my God. I think it was just some mana dork. Maybe it wasn't Devoted Druid. Anyway, he proceeded to completely destroy me. Just absolutely devastating. The whole deck is like you Priest of Titania, you play out a bunch of elves. There's one you bounce a forest back to untap.
Yep.
And then you play a massive, I can't remember the Hydra. There's the Bestow Hydra.
Oh,
so
the new one from
or there's an elf. There's an elf where you tap and it gives target creature XX and trample. Yeah, that's how that deck wins basically. Yeah, and I was just like so blindsided by it. Smash me. Did I win a round? I might have won a round. So it was 1-2. So I lost 1-2. Not great. Second game, sat down. I told the guy, I hope you're not an elves deck. He goes, oh no, I'm not an elves deck. Forest. Llanowar elves. I was like, oh my God. He's like, no, it's not an elves deck, I promise. So this is another deck that I've never played against that plays a lot of defenders. It's called Defender combo. So there's a card that taps 4 mana equal to the amount of defenders you have. And
to what end?
It's you basically what is it? There's a way of reducing the mana cost of abilities, and then you play a card that lets you draw your deck, and then there's a card that lets you do damage. It's basically an infinite mana, then use it, pump it into an ability, into a creature that kills you. Lost both to 0-2. I was absolutely devastated. I was like, well, I've got one game, and I just, it's like if I lose this next game, there's no chance of me getting top 8. So I was pretty beat down. Went to my next game. I can't remember who I played. What was it I played against? I think it was a mono red deck. That is something that I practiced against. I was prepared for. My sideboard, forget about it. It's like mono red's no problem. 2-0. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was so excited because I went in that game like expecting to just be kicked out and lose. And I went there not expecting to win any games anyway. So I was feeling a bit better. Feeling myself. Next game I got matched up with Maddie from just for fun. She was playing Rakdos Madness. Again, it's red. Yeah, sure. 2-0 again. And at this point, I was like, oh, baby.
So are your good matches basically red X?
Yeah.
Like, if you're trying to do generic red stuff, you're pretty golden.
Because I can sideboard in Blue Metal Blast, Hydro Blast.
Yeah, cool. So you have silver bullets for those matchups. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was another 2-0. I was feeling really good then. Then I sat down opposite a guy who was flicking his cards. He was very professional. He was clearly a grinder. I turn 1 island, play one of my fairies. He turn 1 island, plays the same fairy, and I'm like, oh, I've not played the mirror.
Yeah, what's the mirror like?
Weird. It's very weird. A lot of counter wars, a lot of like back and forth.
Are you just trying to get in with chip damage? Is that how you win, basically?
You just want to expend all the counters and try and have stuff on the board to get in. It's who can, like, because that deck uses the ninjas to draw you cards. So you want to be ninjaing more than they are to draw. You want to basically get hand advantage over them, and then you can, Somehow I went 2-1 against him. I don't know how. And I was so scared, but I won. And then we had a chat about sideboards and stuff, which is really nice. So he kind of like helped me like fix up some cards. How many games is that? Is that 6? No, it's 2 more. So the next one, I sat down thinking to myself, I'm feeling really good about this. If I get another one, then I'm 3-3. Would it be 4-3? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I was thinking to myself, what if this is elves? I'm cooked. It was elves. He absolutely stomped me. Or it might have been, I think it was Defender, actually. It was one of them. I wasn't paying too much attention. He stomped me. And then at that point, I was 3-3. And I was like, I'm not going to get top 8, but I might as well play my next game out. Went into it. It was the deck, one of the 2 decks, which is mono red Kuldotha. So that's basically a red deck that mainly red. You play the indestructible artifact lands, and you play cards that destroy an artifact to draw cards.
Right.
It's basically goblin aggro, which is I can destroy that, and I beat him 2-0. So I ended up 4-3. So I was up.
That's fine.
I texted everyone. They're like, "Oh, that's great. That's like semi-pro level." I was like, "Oh, feels so good."
That's good. Like,
yeah.
positive in your first major like tournament is like.
Yeah,
I would like if I was getting into a new format and I was going to a big tournament where like, especially for a format that doesn't have a lot of tournaments really at a scale, so the people who are going are like serious about it. I would expect to pretty much go like 0x and just learn, right?
Yeah, so
like that's probably what your best outcome is. I'm going to go have fun, see what kind of landscape is, like what people are playing, see some weird decks that like I haven't prepared for, because you don't really like you're practicing for this has been like play a couple of friends, right? Really,
yeah, pretty much.
It's not like you're grinding on like MTGO and going where like what are the weird kind of outliers are. So I think like you going positive is absolutely huge. Like that's a massive thing. So
yeah, I was well.
Congrats
happy.
On that.
So I think I was 58th in the end, but I mean out of 138, so I'm in the top 50. Yeah, I was really. Little did I know that losing the second game meant I was not in the top 8 anyway, because the top 8 were 6 and a draw, and then they were all 6-1. So
yeah, and your tiebreakers, especially in a tournament of that size, your tiebreakers are so important. So you want if you're going to take losses, you want them to come, once you're 3-4x, because then the people you're losing to are probably the people who are going to be beating you in the top 8 anyway, in the swish, in the standings. So like their tiebreakers are good, and then yours are because of that good. If the worst you could do is like. This is how much like spike Psycho Adam used to be. It's like if I lost like in the first round, and then I won next round, I'd find the person who beat me. I'd be like, "Oh, did you want to lose?" But I lost. I'm not my tiebreakers of shit. Like I'm done. I'm cooked. I'm done. I'm dropping because like there's no way now because my tiebreakers are dog shit because you decided to lose. Even though I decided to lose, that's fully on me for game 1. So yeah, no, congrats, well done.
No, thank you. It felt good.
That is huge.
Nice. It was won in the end by somebody running Jund Glee combo, which is like a sadistic Glee. There's a lot of murmurings on that being too powerful and needing an emergency ban. It's is
that a new card?
No, but it works with Brood Scale, I believe.
Oh, I've seen Brood Scale just goes infinite with peanut butter on toast.
So yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah,
it was won by a Glee Jund deck, but there were 2 mono blue fairies in the top 8, so it's a good deck.
So what are your good matchups? Like
anything red.
Okay,
I can beat Jund Glee.
Sure, and then so basically, like if they are sacking stuff for value, or they are using their resources in a way that they can you could potentially 2-for-1 them, that's like your game.
Yeah.
What are your bad matchups apart from elves?
Apparently elves. I didn't really. I think the other blue deck, the Delver, I might have a bit of trouble with. But again, I didn't go up against that.
Okay.
But yeah, the problem I really had was I was coached by somebody from the Netherlands, so I was playing a sideboard for the Netherlands meta. I found out from Pauper Dan that elves is super popular in the UK.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna find, especially with fringe formats, local meta is so important. Yeah. So that might be a hurdle that you're gonna have to try and get over.
I've got some ideas on how to tweak it to better suit the meta, so I am going to go back and do another one, hopefully.
I don't know, are you going to stick with Merfolk?
Fairies.
Not Merfolk, fairies?
Yeah. I do think I want to make another deck, but I think fairies is going to be my main one. There's a really nasty Golgari Dredge deck.
Okay.
That's so much fun.
Okay.
It's you dredge. It's Kitchen Imp. Yeah, you want to get loads of stuff in the yard, and then play. There's a card that you get 2 life for each creature in the yard, and it's got flashback. So you play that to recover from all your milling and your dredging where you're getting hit.
Yeah,
and then there's Exhume and what's the other one? Sack 3 creatures flashback. to return a creature from the graveyard to the battlefield. Dread return. There's a black creature that does 2 damage or does damage to a target equal to the number of creatures in the yard. So you're filling your yard, getting life back, and then hoping to get that creature in to play it out to do direct damage. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's very weird. Obviously, it gets entirely rinsed out by Relic of Progenitus, which is like the sideboard hate card in Pauper.
In most decks, yeah. I'm looking at that now.
That's quite good because you can primarily sideboard to get rid of that, to like counteract that, which is nice.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's something I want to try.
Nice.
Yeah, great weekend. Recommend it. Try Pauper. It's good fun, and it's not cheap to get into really, but it's cheaper than
because everyone goes, oh, it's just commons, but then because it's eternal, right? So
anything that runs black runs Snuff Out, which is expensive.
Yeah,
and you need 4 of them.
yeah. These are the things, right? It's like if your archetype of choosing is running stuff like Snuff Out, suddenly it's going to be. I mean, what's the card market average on Snuff Out right now?
Sadistic Glee really like peaked as well when Broodscour came out. It's funny because I got one from a bargain bin like a couple of months before the set dropped.
Wasn't there a promo Snuff Out like recently?
There was a Secret Lair.
There was a Secret Lair. It was in Mystery Booster 2 as well.
It was in
Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And it was in that weird, there was a Snuff Out in the in one of the mangas.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a Japanese retro art but modern frame.
So I guess we'll be getting that.
So it might be I mean they are cheapest on like card markets like £12 still, but like that's
and you need 4 of them.
Yeah.
So
the cheapest one's like the Doctor Who standard version, which is about £8.50.
There's a Dimir version of Fairies that runs that and a few other cards that I'm thinking about because that's much better when you know what your opponents are going to be playing. And now I've played a bit, I might pivot, but we'll see.
Does your mana... So Pauper mana bases, like I'm guessing all of them are either just you run basics or you're running like 4 dual lands and enter tapped if you're not wholly dependent on like turn 1 plays, which Fairies probably is, right? Like you need a turn 1 fairy.
Typically you run 1 or 2 of the enters tap lands, or you're running the artifact lands if it's an artifact.
Because you can't, it's not Commander, you can't just let land go, like you're dead otherwise. So
unless your deck is more mid-rangey, and then he's gaining life and stuff. Life gain is so powerful in that format.
Yeah, like you just in like small instances of like, I gained 4 and that's it. You're like, that's a turn. You just time walked me.
That elf deck has an elf that you get 2 life for each elf, and that guy did it, and he was just like getting 8 life a turn. And it was just like, well, I can't deal with that. My feelings on it, I just can't. I can't get into a constructed format. Again, I can't do tournament. It's not part of me. It does sound fun, and like, I'm really like the kind of passion that's gone into Pauper and the people coming in. I think it's great. I think it's awesome for people to have this outlet, and I think the work that the kind of rules panel, format panel that Amazon, I think is great. I think like it's still, even though obviously it's like a sanctioned format, like it still feels kind of community run. At least the heart and soul of it is community run, and I think that's going to continue with what they're doing with the Commander format panel as well. So yeah, I just can't get into another. I can't get into a constructed format, especially one because like if I'm playing it, I want to be playing it competitively. Like I need an aim to do it. The reason why I can play Commander without a kind of competitive aim is because the aim is to be sociable. The aim is to have a good time. Whereas like one-on-one Magic is like, I am there to like stomp your face in. That is the only reason I'm there. And if I'm not doing that, then I just don't want to get back into Sicko Spike Adam mode. Like that was not a good time for anyone. It was not a good time for me. It was a good time for, so. I'm not competitive at all. When I got that first win,
Oh yeah, it's like it's the juice.
I changed.
Yeah, it's like drinking from the Holy Grail.
It was
You're like,
really good.
my entire brain chemical makeup has changed because
After 2 losses as well, and like I was feeling utterly defeated.
Yeah,
I was gonna like drop and go.
Yeah,
but
my typical rule is like X3 drop. Like if I've lost 3, I'm done. Like I've lost the mental. You know what I mean? Like
they did a side event, so after the 4th round, so I would have dropped and entered that. But yeah, I started winning after that, so I never got around to it. But yeah,
really good. The side event. It's the parade of losers. It's my favorite. The side event. I say that I am a side event connoisseur. I'm dropping. Go to side event. Win some prize tickets for cards I don't want. Cool. We have like a real quick bit of news, and then we'll move over and wrap this stuff up because we're already going at an hour. I don't want to get into it too much, but I think it's worth kind of speaking about. I need to move this.
Oh, also, I introduced a bunch of people to the podcast while I was at the event. So if you're listening, hello. Thank you for coming.
Love that.
Because I kept getting people coming up to me going, are you a creator? Are you a content creator? Are you a YouTuber? Like I was like, I guess.
Are you Tom?
Yeah, are you that Tom?
The creator? Secret Lair Commander deck, 20 ways to win. Jesus in Christ, what a mess. So this is the latest Secret Lair Command deck. So every now and again, I think it's like once a year, maybe twice a year, the Secret Lair team put out kind of these like full deck lists with a bunch of new art. They're usually quite thematic. They've all been quite weird, right? Apart from, I'd say the cats and dogs one was like probably the most straight line. Like this is just a commander deck.
The flip one was alright, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've done kind of double face cards. So from cute to brute.
That was just nonsense.
That was just a mess as well.
Yeah.
They've done coin flipping, which was actually, I think it's like one of Gavin's decks, which is quite cool.
Yeah.
They've done like an angels list, which was cool because it had an angel that was printed in
a Dreamcast game.
In a Dreamcast game, and never been brought to paper before, so that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm probably missing one or two.
Cats and dogs. You didn't.
Cats and dogs they've done, and
that's it. Right?
That's it. And they might have done another one. I can't remember. But anyway, the way they usually come out is like there's a bunch of like new fresh art treatments, and the value is typically quite good, right? Each one so far, I'd say, is probably in the, because these usually retail, well, they sell for about 150 of your local currency. And these have typically been pretty good in value. This one is, this is a stinker. So for context, I've not bought this.
Same. I really wanted it, but when I saw the spoiler of like, this is what this deck list is, I was like, that's really interesting. Like, oops, all win cons, right? Mm-hmm. Like, that sounds like it could be a lot of fun. And I think the things you could include could be quite interesting. And maybe there's some like weird out of the box cards that haven't been printed in a really long time that they can give fresh art to and you know, reword and all this kind of stuff. So this is a 5-color commander deck headed up by Goshen Tie of Life's Origin, which is the 4-mana shrine with Wooburg tap, put target enchantment card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. And then whenever that's the only reason it's in there. It's not there for the shrine.
It's literally, yeah. So
it's just to keep your enchantments out.
Yeah, it's Wooburg and to keep your enchantments out. It's not a shrine deck.
Yeah.
Really. So already it's like,
I want it for my shrine deck though.
Okay. But I feel like this could have been like a Seeker or something, right? Like this could have been a more...
Yes, but they printed a Seeker in the last one.
Yeah, but to do it again, who cares? Like a Seeker's like a cool card that... I also think for the people who are buying these, typically, you know, like a Seeker is like a desired card for that kind of like wider, like this is cool audience. Oh, yeah. And I know they gave a Seeker new art, but like before, but you could do a Seeker art in this kind of treatment as well.
Yep.
All the new art treatment is like Tanuki, like inspired kind of art treatments. It's really, really cool. It just sucks that it's in a deck that is so undesirable.
It sucks that they didn't split it into like 4 Secret Lairs.
Yeah, I also think they could have just done here's a Tanuki Secret Lair. And then that would have been more better off.
Well,
so,
you know this hasn't sold out yet, right? It's still available.
Their new policy as well, where things will stay in the store now until they sell out, basically, or they rotate out. So this hasn't got a time frame on it and hasn't sold out as of recording on Tuesday, December 3rd. So Tanuki art themed cards. There's an Approach to the Second Sun, a Third Sovereign, a Happily Ever After, Triskaidekaphile. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Close enough.
Triskaidekaphile.
Triskaidekaphile. There you go.
There we go. Words.
I think maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Oh, a Revel in Riches, which actually is like a really nice art treatment.
Yeah, that's dope.
I would be interested in picking up separately. Helix Pinnacle, Simic Ascendancy,
it's cute
and the Tom Nook Soul Ring. Tom Nook's going to break your legs unless you pay your rent. And Amaze's End, because of course, all win cons.
That's cute as well.
And
the shrine is cute.
Yeah, shrine token, some new token treatments as well.
The spirit, I believe, is from artwork from an old card. It's like featured very like a minor feature on another card, like an old one. One of the old Kamigawa cards. Okay. So it's a spirit from a previous artwork, which is quite cool. That's quite a cool way to do it.
That's cool. Bunch of weird double-sided tokens with like, this always confuses me when they do like tokens with 2 separate set icons. That's fine, whatever. That is the least of this deck's worries. And then this is it's just full of dinkers. This like it's mainly like mono white. Well, it's mainly green white. There's like not a lot going on here. It doesn't really synergize particularly well.
It's got all the gates in it because it's got the Maze's End.
It's so got the Maze's End.
Great off the bat.
But your color fixing's great, but your actual lands are pretty dog shit. Does it have like good ways of getting gates out? Okay, so it has one.
It has circuitous route, yeah.
Yeah, so it has one of those. And then that's it.
I think the whole joke of 20 ways to win really spreads it too thin. Like if you're making a Maze's End deck, make a Maze's End deck, you know.
It has your 2 gay dads. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good way of getting lands out. So it has some ways of getting your lands out. Dryad Evolution Grove. But like it's just like the Yahani is weird. Yeah, like
is there a sack creatures? Oh, Revel in Riches.
Yeah, but like even then, it's just weird.
Yeah, it's very odd.
It's just like you would. There are going to be people who get this list, draw 7, and go, I don't know what to do. Right? Like it's just, I know the whole joke is it's all over the place, but I think like even if it's all over the place, there are ways you can like push people down a route of like, well, this is where you want to be going. Like, oh, most of the win cons are enchantment based, so this should be like ways to cheat out enchantments or mill enchantments into a Eerie Ultimatum, right? Like this just I don't know. It's not the best. So yeah, this is a hard pass.
Yeah,
for me.
I'll be trying to pick up the Goshintai off second hand.
Yeah,
market,
I think like they might be. The issue is is if it's not sold out now, that means like there's not a lot going into the secondary market. Yeah, so there's not a lot out there. And like as someone who's like sold Secret Lairs, whenever there's a Secret Lair that was reported like this did not sell well, right? Or like Wizard Insider says this did not sell well, those are the ones that are a pain in the ass to get in the secondary market and go for an increased amount of money, just because there's just not enough out there. Like,
also, what is the money card in that deck?
That's not a.
Oh, I mean, overall, what is the money card in that deck out of all the cards? So, Reproach, the Soul Ring. Like, what is the money?
It actually might be Soul Ring and the Goshen Tai.
Yeah,
I mean, Kernos and Tyro hasn't been really reprinted in a while. I don't think it's foil though. I think this is like a non-foil printing.
Yeah, they're all non-foil.
Yeah, so like, it's not.
I think the way they could fix these and make them more palatable is if they were all foil. Like if the deck was completely foil.
Yeah, I think like that's potentially something they need to look at, especially if they know it's a deck that like doesn't have that much value.
Yeah,
like I don't think this is worth. I don't think this list is worth 150.
Oh, definitely not.
I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure it might be just over. Right, there's some stuff here that's like some money, but like. Yeah, it's a rough time.
Maze's End just got reprinted in Foundations.
Yeah,
and that would be quite expensive.
That Maze's End was creeping up there because it was a
Clever Concealment is quite expensive. 20-Toed Toad is quite expensive. Mystic Remora, yeah.
Mystic Remora is probably like actually your biggest money.
20-Toed Toad's quite expensive.
It's just some weird. There's just some weird effing cards in here, dude. Yeah. Like I just don't understand it. Like, and all your lands are bad because they're all the fucking Guild gates and like the Baldur's Gate gates. So all your lands that are in tap, you're going to be getting turned behind constantly playing bad cards. I just don't think this is. This deck is not.
And then there's the World Tree for some reason. I guess it's mana fixing, but like it just seems so.
It's just mana.
It fixes your mana. I mean, that's quite money, but weird.
Really weird. I'm
gonna be sad about it.
On this.
I might have to take my Goshen Tai apart because I can't look at it straight.
Don't pick it up. Personally, I mean, do whatever you want. It's your money, but I can't see you busting this out and having a good time. Personally, I think it is probably bottom of the pile. For
that flip one was dire. This has literally got 20 ways to win. That flip con did not.
Yeah, the Nicol Bolas, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I think it had ways. I think the flip one had ways to win. It was just they were all over the place as well. I think it goes this, and at least the flip one had like value.
Yeah.
So it goes this flip, probably Angels, Dogs and Cats coin flip.
Yeah,
in my opinion, coin flip and Dogs and Cats I think are quite interchangeable. I'm sure there's another one we're missing, but this for me I feel like it's bottom of the pile, for sure. So don't play this. Cool. Moving over to move this over here. Make sure
Sicko Zone Hall of Fame.
Sicko Zone Hall of Fame.
Number 20, or episode 20, not number 20, because we're 25.
So hello and welcome to the Secret Zone Hall of Fame, our list of the weirdest, the wettest, downright ugliest Magic cards.
Speaking of
history, I have lost your message because I am really good at this. Here we go. Cool. Right. It is Tom's time to submit. Tom is submitting Giant Strength from 4th edition.
It's got to be, I think 5th edition onward they changed the art. So it's got to be, yeah,
5th edition has
be OG.
Nice, good art by Kev Walker. And then they went back to List for Tempest, and then went back to Kev Walker art. Okay.
So Giant Strength, it's 2 mana, 2 red, enchantment aura, enchanted creature gets +2/+2. So the effect is whatever, but the art.
I don't like looking at this.
Also, the William Shakespeare quote. It's I see things in a way, and then I see them in another way. Like the footsteps leading back kind of look like they're coming out of his crotch. The face is just incredible.
I like the fact, right, that like Like I big boy representation. This is good, right? In terms of like this is like a powerlifter body, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a powerlifter body here, but I love the fact that he's just got muscular baby arms. Like his arms are so small, and his legs are so small.
Him and Angus should have a fight. He's got his little G-string on as well. Also, the little bunny rabbits on the end of the handles. I know they're skulls with horns, but they look like bunny rabbits to me. He's pulling some kind of land train.
Also looks like it also looks like it's drawn. And this is like we try not to like bash on the craft of the art. I think themes and all that kind of stuff we can laugh at, but like it looks like he's drawn the hands on top of the handles.
Yeah,
I mean, like it's not like he's. It looks like the. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, this is really uncomfortable to look at.
It's uncomfortable. I think when I found this, I was sending it. I think it might be my girlfriend, and just like constantly zooming in and taking another photo until I was like entirely zoomed in on his eye.
This looks like we get a picture of it that makes it matches up, but like the kind of way it's laid out.
Don't know what he's cooking up in.
You don't know what I'm cooking up. This looks like a wrestler called Pac. Like, tell me.
Oh yeah, let's not forget his greasy hair and his like
that's
bald head.
It's the greasy hair and like the face. Like he's got the like. If you don't have the tash here, he doesn't always have a full beard. But like, yeah, this is. I don't like looking at this whatsoever. Illegal in Pauper, so
I've got one for the Sicko deck already.
Get one in.
I was legal in Pauper. I need to make
legal in Pauper. Yeah,
giant strength Pauper deck.
Don't play Monstrous Rage. Play this instead.
So yeah, I know and also the William Shakespeare quote. You know, just to,
when they were doing that was weird as well, right? Like that's that. I think that adds to it.
Yeah, it does. Okay. I mean, the effect is fine. 2 mana, 2/2 isn't bad. Maybe playable.
It's not playable. Don't even.
Maybe
I don't even play Pauper, and I know that's not playable.
Oh no, I'm meaning Commander.
Oh, it's not playable in Commander.
Oh, so many people. I told them I did a podcast, and they were like, "Is it a Pauper podcast?" I was like, no, and they're like, "Oh."
Well, this episode is.
I did say.
Basically.
It's not even really, we're not specifically a Commander podcast.
No. Right. For me, I think this sits above Jacked Bug, but what I'm realizing is we're getting this like little group of just really like buffed out characters and then Shahrazad. But I think for me, is this weirder than...
What's the effect on Frog Tongue? Let me remind myself. I love Frog Tongue. It's actually a good card.
It's a 1 mana green enchantment. When ETBs draws a card, enchanted creature has reach. So it's a cantrip, which immediately makes it probably better than this because it replaces itself.
I think so.
I also think the art here is just still weird.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So I think it's probably one below Frog Tongue.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, let's do that.
I was actually looking through my stack of old cards trying to find an entry.
Oh my God, what am I saying about this? It's because I'm about to dox myself. Right, let's do it.
Also, shout out to the guy who commented on my last video about Merfolk Assassin. I was talking about War Barge in my video, and he was like, "Do you know about Merfolk Assassin?" I was like, "I know about Merfolk Assassin."
We know about Merfolk Assassin. It is number 19, potentially now number 20.
It's going to be number 20, sadly. Hell yeah. Giant Strength, 4th edition?
Yeah. I was going to put uncomfortable. Again, just continue the trend of adding suffixes that make no sense out of context to this already unreadable list.
It's readable. We all know what it means.
By Tom. Cool. Giant Strength 4th edition with this gross man is our new number 17. Below Frog Tongue Jack Bug and above Bone Dancer number 18. This is We're getting there. This list is getting chunky, but that's good. Yeah. I think we want it to be like, long form. Like, I want this list to get into the hundreds easily.
Can you imagine as well playing the Magic Castles party box, casting a Sicko tutor, and then getting an indestructible aura off the top?
The vibes would be absolutely immaculate.
The crowd would go wild.
So, announcement, kinda, maybe.
I was about to say, did you know? But
no, it's not. Did you know yet? So next episode is going to be released on the 19th of December, which is cutting it close. So me and Tom have been thinking, we're like, there's not much magic stuff happening now. Wizards have shut their offices, so they're not committing crimes against us or the government, I don't know, whatever. And there's a lot of events. People aren't really, we're not really jamming that much spell table stuff. So what do we want to talk about next episode? We are going to start the first annual Magic Castles End of Year Awards ceremony. It's just going to be an episode. It's not going to be a ceremony.
It's a ceremony now. We've done
a ceremony. So we're doing an end of year award show next episode. We're going to try and get some guests on as well. If not, it will just be us talking again. We're going to have a bunch of categories, serious, not serious. It's fun. It's all our opinion. And we feel like will be a fun way of ending the year. And then we need to discuss what happens the episode after, because it's the 2nd of January. There might not be an episode that fortnight.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. We're going to work something out. There will probably be something that is uploaded in that time frame. So we're consistent with our algorithm, even though YouTube hates us because we talk about sucking and fucking. So
giant strength guy sucks and fucks.
Yeah, that guy fucks. So next episode, end of year awards. Really looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really, really fun.
Yeah.
And then the episode after, something else, and then we'll return to normal, whatever normal is.
The episode after that will be will be the 24th.
No, that's 48. There's not 48 weeks in a year. 26 is the episode 26 is the
I was thinking 24. Sorry, yeah. My bad.
Math.
Ignore that bit I said at the start.
Yeah. So you could cut to that. End of year awards, something, return back probably the 16th of January with regular schedule, whatever that is, programming.
Shenanigans.
So please bear with us for the next 2 episodes or so. I mean, I say bear with us. The end of year awards episode should be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna wear a suit.
I'm not wearing a suit. I was tempted to just wear like a shirt, tie, and jacket, and then
I'll be wearing
just shorts, and then a hat. But I won't not be wearing anything yet. Maybe year 2. If year 1 goes well, maybe year 2.
I'll wear a suit. Don't worry.
Did you know? Only 30% of you are subscribed.
Unbelievable.
It's not cool. It's actually quite
Is that the real number?
I don't know what the real number is.
Okay, it's around there.
It's pretty. I don't know what it is. Anyway,
what are you doing? What are you doing watching this and not subscribing?
Yeah, so you should please like and subscribe. Do all the good algorithm things. It really helps us out.
It does. It helps us out so much. You have no idea how much it helps.
Legitimately, like a video with like more likes than the last one will really help out YouTube go, hey, something's happening here, and push us into more people's feeds. If you see shorts on TikTok or YouTube shorts, please like, comment, engage. Even if you're like, hey, I saw this in the long form episode because I'm a weirdo and watched the long form, that also helps us. This has been episode 20 of the Magic Castles podcast. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next week with the end of year award show.
Oh, yes.